2, 1. All right, here we are on a level podcast, episode 12. As we speak, we're here with a man, Seru. Is that how you say it?
Seru, yeah, that's how you say it, man. I remember hearing the video the first time.
Yeah.
A lot of people get it mistaken, man. A lot of people say Seru.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. The emphasis is on the Ru. Seru.
All right, that's. You know what? It sounds better that way. Now that I know, it's like. Yeah. Now you're part of that crew correcting other people. No, it ain't Seru, it's Seru. It's like it's like if you heard of the artist Black, but it's spelt with like a 6.
6 lakh.
Yeah, 6 lakh. That's what I called him for like, and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
I still call him 6 lakh, man. I reckon that's a 6 name.
I think he made a lyric about that as well, and he's just like, sometimes I get called 6 lakh and something
that's
like
fucking fresh name, bro. 6 lakh.
6 lakh. What a name. So how's things with you, man? How's life?
Good, bro. Everything's going well. Just dropped that new one. Got a good response from it. Working on some more shit, writing. Just trying to, I don't like to force the music, bro. One thing about me is like I don't like to force it.
Yeah.
I kind of like to let it ride, let it come naturally. But yeah, man. For now, I'm just chilling, writing some shit, listening to some beats, trying to find some inspiration, and then yeah, something will come out soon.
Yeah, man, I think anyone who ends up forcing music, I mean, there's some people that can do it. At the click of somebody's fingers, you know, they're able to just deliver. But I think if especially if you're not feeling it or you got writer's block, especially when you start forcing things, it just never turns out as good as when things naturally happen. How long does it normally take you to complete a song from like start to finish?
Alright, so I'll tell you something, yeah. If I'm like in the zone, if I get sometimes I can just start, yeah? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I can hear a beat, just start, fuck around, spit some free bars, whatever, freestyle bars. Mm-hmm. And then once I find myself in the zone, man, like I'll get a song done in fucking like 3-4 hours when I'm in the zone.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's long. Is that long? Does that sound long?
Well, it depends on the individual. I mean, like, there's been times where I've been able to write 32 bars in like 10 minutes and it's like, yeah, sick. And then there's other times where it takes me like 2 weeks to write like an 8 bar because I'm struggling with it. Like, I think it depends on
the best ones for me, man. Like that song we dropped, My City. I wrote that verse because I didn't have to really. Comp's come up with the hook on that one, yeah. Mm. So like he fucking got the hook going. So I had that, and then like I wrote that verse within an hour, man.
Okay.
Like within an hour because I was just so in the zone when I heard like the hook and the beat, and I was like, yeah, right, I got this. So the verse got written down in an hour. And then, like, you know, once you write a verse, you go over it, tweak a few things, chuck some words up and that, So, yeah, that, like, for example, that's a perfect example where I was just feeling myself that much that I just got it done in 60 minutes, bro.
Okay, so, yeah, that's sick. To be fair, you sounds like you're a similar person to me in terms of when you write, you then like to go back over it and refine it and make small adjustments and things like that. I know some people that... Yeah, go on, bro.
Sometimes I'll write a bunch of garbage. Like I'll just write shit that doesn't make sense at all, just to get the flow right. I'll drop shit that I would never say. Yeah. Like I would never say this shit, but I get it just to get like the basis of it.
Yeah.
And then like I'll go over that. I've got the rhythm there. All I need to do is change the words.
Yeah. So yeah, you figure out what flow you want to use. You figure out how you want to catch the pocket of the drums and everything, and then you just rework.
Before I even write lyrics, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll play a beat on it and just go.
Yeah.
That's it. Feel of it. Then I'll write lyrics based on that rhythm.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I mean, that's my way of working as well. I mean, you got some people that you know, like us, like to refine over their work, and then there's other people that don't write anything. You know, there's people that talk about not writing lyrics down at all during their recording process. They kind of go as it is and then kind of edit it all together like that. See, I don't think I could do that, and they just come with it naturally like that.
And I feel like some people might even say that, but it's not really a reality. Or if they do, obviously, like the quality of their music isn't as. I'm not saying it's not good, but you can kind of tell there's not a lot of substance behind it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When I hear people say like, yeah, I'll just go in the booth, run off energy, like that's cool, man. I do that too, just to get the basis of what I'm going to make. But like, if I find it hard to, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I find it hard to believe someone can just go in. I mean, I do believe it happens. Yeah. But just like go into a studio, record a fucking song like that, nothing written down. Sorry, nothing like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
You reckon that happens?
I think it happens. I just think that not everyone can do that. I think
Not
that
everyone.
is a small select group.
I think Lil Wayne does it, man.
Probably.
I feel
Probably.
straight out. I feel like he's the type of artist that does that. Wouldn't write down shit, and he'd go in. Maybe he'll have some fucking like throwaways that he's got or something like that, but he'll piece something together. Like,
well, I mean, it depends what kind of style you have as well. Like the most notable artist I know who does that is Gigs from the UK. Are you familiar with Gigs? Yeah. Gigs has made it open before. How he walks in, and what he does is he lets the beat run on a loop. And he'll just kind of freestyle to it and then edit all of the lines together. But with his style, where he has the long pauses in between bars and whatnot, he's able to do that. Whereas other people,
Gigs, I believe
they wouldn't be able to.
When you say Gigs, I believe that straight away because I know you can tell by his style. He can just do that. Who's going to write 3 words? You know what I mean? Who's going to write them down? Like me and Comps do that all the time, bro. We got the Gigs flow like on point. We got it on point, man. Sometimes we chuck a bit and just go.
Yeah, man. It's sick.
So fun to do, bro. Fuck yeah.
But okay, so
we up to you as well on that song with Greesy.
Greasy, yeah.
Yeah, sick
thank
song,
you, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
You got bars, man. I didn't know you had bars, bro.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that.
Got the heat, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Like fucking real heavy bars too, man. Not like just some.
It's not whack shit. Don't worry. We've got layers to this shit. Don't worry.
No.
Yeah, man. But with your new track, My City, I feel like it's by far your most polished piece of work. It felt like really well put together. It felt really well put together, and I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing progression within you. Do you feel like you're progressing within yourself in terms of your sound and lyrically and?
Yeah, man, 100%. I feel like a lot has to do with the confidence thing as well. Like every track that I drop, man, I get more and more momentum, more confidence. I feel like the thing about me is I can't drop something and then drop something that I feel isn't as good as my previous project. You know what I mean? I feel like everything always has to one up the previous one. I mean, it might not always be like that, but if that's my frame of mind, then that's like what helps me keep going, I guess, bro. Like, it's not like I just want to flex, but I feel like I can say some things now and not have that worry where like, oh shit, was what I'm saying too fucking like out there? Like, like now I'm at a point where I don't give a fuck, bro. Like,
you're just doing you. You're not worried about what other people are saying, and you're just focusing on you. And so with you feeling like you're progressing, is that down to just putting more and more things out and then getting feedback? Is that down to doing anything off camera that we're not aware of? Like, what's the main part of you feeling like you're progressing?
Oh, sorry, bro. Say it again.
So you're progressing as an artist. You feel like you're getting better and better with each track that you're doing, or you're trying your best to one up yourself each time. Is that? With you progressing, is that because you're practicing a lot? Is it because you're writing a shitload? Is it because you're putting stuff out and people are giving you feedback? Like, what's the main thing that plays into your progression?
So the main thing, bro, is like just I know that I've got the music thing on point. Like, there's a lot of shit that I've got that I haven't released that's fucking dope as shit that if you heard, you'd like it'd blow your mind. So the music thing for me, it's obviously I'm always going to progress with the music, the actual music itself, writing, recording, just even whatever. That's always progressing. But I feel like I'm at a point where that's sweet, man. I could use this for the rest of my fucking career to say and be happy with it.
Yeah.
But the main thing that pushes me to that what were you saying? Fucking
your progression.
Yeah, the main thing that with the whole progression is it's just the confidence, man. Like every time I drop a new track or even a new video, like just a content video with like some throwaway bars or something, the confidence gets bigger every time. Every time. Like when I first started, man, I was fucking shit scared to drop a track. I was just you know, those thoughts that hold you back from doing it. But now, like, I'm getting out there. People know who I am. It's changing from this guy from Melbourne to this upcoming artist, so to say. You know what I mean? And that makes me think, all right, you're an upcoming artist now. You need to fucking go hard so you can become a solidified artist for say whatever the scene or even the industry, anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of
Do you
course.
get
I
what
mean,
I'm
you're
saying?
at that stage now where you're transitioning from someone who hasn't got a following to someone who does, you know, and you're
Yeah,
trying to
that's right.
work and build your way into the scene. And it makes sense with where confidence grows with that. I mean, I get plenty of
Yeah.
people that message me or they're like, can you check out my freestyle? I'm too nervous to put it out though, or I don't know if I'm sure about, you know, putting it on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or wherever it may be. And it's like, to be honest, I think you just need to take that jump at first, and just with it will grow the confidence, especially if you get a positive feedback, man.
Exactly right. I get the same thing too sometimes, man. People will message me and say, oh, can you check this out? Oh, can you give me feedback?
Yeah.
I can give you all the feedback you want to hear, man, but it's not going to change anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not going to make you go and release that song. It's not going to change other people's opinion on that song. Probably won't. It might influence your opinion on your own song, but at the end of the day, man, look at the bigger picture. It's not going to change anything. It's just one person's opinion. I could think the song's fucking whack. 10,000 other people could love it. That's just how it is, man.
Yeah. Again, and the best way, yeah, I agree. The best way to get feedback on your own content is putting it out to the world, put it out to the whole market. You know, and people. I mean, it's a good and bad thing, I guess. But people are savage as fuck. You know, people on the internet aren't afraid to hold back. People on Instagram and YouTube is the worst for it. You know, people aren't afraid to talk their shit. And so it is going to happen, you know, no matter how clean-hearted or no matter how hard you try to please everyone, it's not going to be the case.
Never is, and no matter who you are, you could be fucking Skepta, you could be fucking some kind that's just dropped his first song, man. Like, you're always going to get hate no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Of course, and some will get it more than others. But...
Yeah, definitely. But that's another thing where, like, which really held me back at the start. Not so much now. Now I don't really give a fuck. At the start, man, like, I was just one of the big things that held me back was, fuck, man, what if people don't like it? What if people don't like it? And I just had to get over that. Comps played a big role in that himself, man. He said, bro, not everyone's going to like it, but you know yourself. I always knew myself that I was fresh. He knew that I was fresh, but. You know, it's getting over. At the end of the day, you are your own biggest critic, and that's you're the only person stopping you from doing what you want to do is you.
Yeah, definitely.
So all get man, and fucking sky's the limit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I agree. I mean, as I say, when people say I don't give a fuck what people think, this is my take on it. I give a fuck what people think, but I give more fucks about what I think about myself than what you do.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I care what you think.
Yeah.
I just care more about what I care more about myself and what I think about myself. So as long as you said before, as long as you know that you're one up in yourself or doing your best to, you know, go 110% and just go the extra percent more each time, that's all you can really do. And people then naturally come to you and fuck with you because of that. If you're trying to please an audience, it just doesn't work out as well as when you're just trying to please yourself, basically.
100%, man. 100%. You extracted that out of my brain, just fucking, you know, made it sound more understandable than I could.
We're on some sidekick shit. So you're based in Melbourne, right?
You speak the first tier English, bro. We speak like fucking fourth or fifth tier English down. It's got diluted on the way down, bro. Like,
it's all good, bro, man. So you're based in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, bro, Melbourne. Fucking hell.
So have you collabed with any artists in Melbourne, or have you branched outside of Melbourne, or... I mean, because I know you've worked with Fraksha.
Yeah, me and Fraksha did a track, Dead Zone. That was the first collaboration that I did.
That's a big first collab.
Hey?
That's a big first collaboration.
Oh, bro. I was fucking stoked about it. I was like, holy shit, man. My first collab, I'm with the fucking Don of the Melbourne scene, Fraksha.
Sick, man.
Yeah, it was sick. I've got a track with Scotty Hines that's coming out on his second EP, Minister Part 2.
Sick.
Sick. Yeah, grime track as well, so it's fucking, you'd love it. Comps, and then haven't really done a lot of collaboration or networking even. It's more just if something happens, like, I don't know if you saw about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, myself, Fraksha, Diam.
Yeah, I'm still to check that. I need to check that. Funny enough, after this, I was going to do the reaction to that, so I'll be checking that out. Don't worry.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I've done things like that where it's just like team full of fucking killers, man. And I think to myself sometimes, fuck yeah, like this is dope. Yeah. I only started doing this shit like just under a year ago now. I think July was the first track I released last year. And yeah, to be working alongside like these cunts that have been doing it for fucking ages, bro, and they're just like idolizing the scene. It's crazy, man. Like even me coming up, before I even got into it, just knowing that, like listening to people like A-Dot, Fraksha, Dime, Scotty Hines and all that. I used to listen to him, man, like before I even knew him. Like a lot of people did. And then a couple of years later, fucking here we are working together, doing tracks together and shit. So it's sick, yeah.
That's sick, man. I mean, so it's almost like you really have just burst onto the scene kind of and are starting to make a name for yourself real quick. I mean, under a year, that's quick progression, bro, like real quick. And especially with the artists that you're working with, it's not like you're working with anybody's. It's not like you're working with people with numbers who haven't got the class. You're working with experienced dons out here, as you said, Fraksha, like real experience. People like Alex Jones, man, just like fucking being about for a minute with quality content. So it's not like it's anybody's either. And do you think that helps you being around people of that level of class?
I was just about to say, man, it's another thing that just really inspires me and pushes me to fucking go harder, because it's like you've made some music, bro. I have made fuck all music. I've made like 6 or 7 songs, man. It's like you've made some music, and you're working with these fucking high level artists like that. Everyone knows these proper dons, man, and fucking that shit alone itself pushes me to fucking go hard. It's like, all right, man, like I don't want to be that cunt that just got like let into the group and then fucking sack it, right, you know, does fucking victory laps after a couple songs. I need to go hard, man. I need it. Not that I need to prove myself or anything like that. Fuck that. I don't need to prove myself, but like it's motivating, bro. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It pushes me. Sorry, it doesn't push me. It kind of like pulls me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that was going to be my next question, to be fair, was do you feel like you need to prove yourself around these guys? Like, why do you feel like, again, it's just a personal thing with you, or?
Nah, dude, like, I like, not so much prove myself, because the way I am, bro, like, I'm a very respectful dude. Like, I'm like a nice dude, a genuine dude. I'm not trying to, like, fucking steal anyone's shine light or even, like, get under anyone else's shine light or anything like that. Like, I don't need to, bro, the only person I need to prove myself to is myself. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, I respect these guys. I got mad respect for like all these guys. Like, I'm good mates with them. It's not even like it's just the music. Like, I really like value these guys. They're fucking dope. They're a bunch of dope cunts, man. But it's like, I don't need to prove myself to anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, man, I hear that. I mean, it's interesting to see who has confidence in themselves and who's kind of insecure about where they are. I feel like you only need to prove yourself if you feel insecure about something, which doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Maybe the last track you did didn't get the response you wanted, and so now you feel like you need to prove yourself. You're only good as your last track, and maybe you want to come back with a bang. That's fair enough. Or if you've had plenty of criticism, that's fair enough. But I think ultimately, if an artist can get into a place where they can get quiet in their own head and ignore every outside voice and just focus on themselves, I think you bring the best out of yourself that way as well.
Yeah, man. Because even if I never met these guys, or if they didn't fuck with my music, hold on, yo, huh? Even if like I didn't, even if I didn't, where was I at now? Now she's.
Keeping quiet and just having confidence in yourself.
Even if these guys didn't fuck with me, like even if anyone didn't fuck with me, bro, I'd still be doing it, man. You know, I'd still be doing it just for the sheer love of it and nothing else. Yeah. You know
I mean, it's interesting how, you know, quickly you've burst onto the scene and whatnot, but there's plenty of people that, you know, they've been doing it for a hot minute and don't get the recognition they've deserved. You know, there's people that have been out here for literally years with mixtapes and projects even, and they've had such a slow climb until that one song or that one feature comes along, or, you know, whatever it is that really pushes them and gets momentum behind all of their content. But I think the most important thing is, doing it because you enjoy making it. At the end of the day, I don't know about you, but I make music that I would enjoy listening to, and that's the easiest way for me to do it.
And you know what, man? Like, even when you're writing music, sometimes, like, the way that I know that I'm in the fucking zone, bro, is if I'm writing music and, like, a bar will come to me, I'll write it down, I'll rap it, and then, bro, I'll just gas myself up for, like, the next 2 minutes. Like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, that's fresh. Like, go crazy, man. And that's when it's like something clicks and it's like, all right, fucking write this bar, write that bar, write that, and it just fucking pieces together like a puzzle, man.
Yeah, man, I'm similar. I mean, I've wheeled myself up. You're right, and then you wheel yourself up. You're jumping around, wheel it up, and then you're just like, there's no one about. It's just me and my pad. But yeah,
there's no one around me.
But that's it. The element of enjoying it as well. I mean, I don't know about you. I think I said this to Nerve, and it was kind of like, my favorite music of mine is the stuff that's not released. And although I can't wait to show the world and release it, once it is released, it's not mine anymore. It's like, I enjoy my music the most when I could just listen to it for me. And I mean, do you listen to your own music? Obviously not 24/7, but do you listen to your own music?
Look, I don't listen to it a whole lot. To be honest with you, bro, like, I like my music. I do like my music, but I don't listen to a lot. No, I don't. Okay. I can't say I do. You know what I mean? Okay. To be honest with you, I don't even listen to a whole bunch of rap, man. Like, I used to be a proper rap head, nothing else, just rap. Yeah. But, like, within the past couple of years, man, like, bro, if I played my playlist to you, you'd be like, fuck's this guy, man?
No, come on, give me an insight. What have we been listening to? Come on, give me an insight.
Give me a second.
Yeah. All right, God, I'll do the same. I'll get my Spotify out and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, we go through phases as well. I mean, there'll be times where, I'm the same. I'm just listening to UK rap, or there's times where I'll just listen to Oz rap or something like that. But then there's other times, like, at the moment, I've been listening to a little bit of other shit. Like, I've been listening to Stevie Wonder yesterday. That's what I was on yesterday. You know what I mean?
I've been smashing Frank Ocean, bro. Like, I don't know if you know a guy named St. John.
Name rings a bell.
From America. Yeah, man, just a bunch of like music. This guy named Medusa.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, like rap's always in the mix. Grime, rap, trap, everything. It's always in the mix. But like, it's just a big museum of different fucking genres, man.
I mean,
which is good because I don't really necessarily. It's not necessarily to say that I draw inspiration from rap only, because sometimes I'll be listening to like a song by anyone, St. John or whoever, and I'll draw inspiration from that. I think, fuck, man, I can, like, you know what I mean? I want to. This is getting me inspired just listening to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was having this conversation only recently as well. You know, drawing inspiration from things that aren't rap. At the end of the day, that genres have birthed from other genres. You know, grime come from multiple other genres and multiple other elements of music. Obviously, you weren't just inspired by something that wasn't there. I mean, I'm inspired by artists such as Stevie Wonder, just to throw one name there. Like, there's an 100%. Artist called John Bellion who makes pop music, but he has his making of videos, and when you see his creative process on how he makes his music, that shit's inspiring. Like, you know, you look at someone like Ed Sheeran, the way he makes his music and the way he can get on a pedal and do it from scratch, like, that's inspiring to me. You know, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you always have to, you know, listen to rap. But I do think it's important to listen to some so you can keep up with what the modern sound looks like at the end 100%. Of the day.
Yeah, which is what I do.
Do you feel like if you listen to only rap, you start to sound like the people you are listening to?
Yeah, I do. Especially if I listen to one artist, man. Like, if I listen to one artist for so long, not that I start like sounding like him necessarily, but I'd start to pick up on things that he does and try and use them in my own bars. You know, not to say that I'm biting anyone or anything like that, but if I listen to an artist for long enough, man, it's just natural that happens. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just natural. Like, I'll be freestyling. Me and Comps will be freestyling, and then I'd start rapping like fucking Stormzy from Vossybot, or I'd start rapping like Gigs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
Like get into like a Gets mood and just start screaming, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Heavy artillery. These man just can't get rid of me. Yeah, you'd be freestyling something like that.
Me up.
Yeah. I mean, I think that plays into the whole thing of listening, making music that you would enjoy listening to. You start rapping and spitting and writing and delivering like the artist you enjoy listening to, you know?
Yeah.
I know some people that refuse...
You're going to have your own sort of flavor as well.
Say that again,
it's never going to... You're always going to have, like, if you draw inspiration from only Gets, for example, you might rap like Gets, but you're always going to have your own flavor of Gets. You know what I mean? You're not going to, like, that's the thing where it gets real black and white with people saying, like, oh, you rap like you get, because we're going with Gets, you rap like Gets. It's like, bro, Gets is all I listen to. You know, where do you think I draw inspiration? Someone said it recently. I think it was on that UK to Oz Cypher,
right?
Where someone come in with like a dime bar, and then he said, because I fucking like dime.
Yeah,
that's why.
And he's just like, I remix dimes because I like his swag or something like that. Yeah.
I have so much respect for that cunt because of, like, you know what I mean? He's such a real cunt just for saying that.
Yeah.
A lot of people should take a note out of his book, man, because just because you sound like someone, to an extent, obviously, but just because you sound like you've drawn inspiration from some artist, that does not make you a biter, bro. And whoever tells you that it does, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, man. Nah. And again, I agree. You shouldn't copy someone else's style, but take an influence. There's nothing wrong, and that's a positive thing, you know. To anyone that's like, oh, their copy of... I mean, I'd take it as a compliment at the end of the day. I wouldn't take it in such a negative way. Different if you're stealing someone's lyrics or bars without paying homage. That's a different story. But if you are to deliver in the same style as another artist, or to take influences or small aspects, it's going to happen. At the end of the day, it's going to be near impossible for any artist to be completely unique.
Exactly right.
In terms of they would do nothing like somebody else. At the end of the day, we're all rhyming. We're all spitting in sets of fours. You're all, you know, there's so many things that we all do the same, and it's just crazy how different things can be. But it's difficult to, especially when you're starting off, to find your own unique style.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Is my man rocking? He rocking the LG's tee?
I am rocking the LG's.
Yeah,
I am rocking the LG's.
LG's.
It's actually 1 year ago today that the channel pretty much blew up. I'm gonna make a video after this, kind of talking about it. But you know,
your channel.
Yeah, so it was 1 year ago today. I think it was the 21st actually. So by the time I upload the video, but it'll be the 21st of May, 2018, where I reacted to Chillin' It and Wombat's Underrated, and like the channel just blew up overnight, kind of from that video. So I've been about watching the Oz scene for pretty much 1 year now, and it's just crazy how quickly things have moved along.
Oh yeah, exactly. I remember when I first seen one of your videos. I can't remember. I think it might have even been the Chillin' At Wombat one. I watched one of them just because I seen some dude from the UK replying to like Australian music. I was like, fuck man, I got to see this. It's a good. What's the word? I don't know what the word is, but it's something that not a lot of people do. A lot of people do now, but I feel like maybe you were one of the first ones to do it.
Okay, so to my knowledge, and I don't want to go on a humble brag here. I'm gonna do my best to not sound like an arrogant fuck.
Nah, man, flex on him.
Flex on these hoes, son. No, so to my knowledge, I'm one of the only few people that are reacting to Oz content on a regular basis. To my knowledge, there were people before me that were doing one-off reactions, channels that are bigger than mine as well. They have more numbers and subscribers and views behind them, but they weren't doing it on a regular basis. I think, to my knowledge, I was one of the first. I'm not going to say I was. I'm going to say I was one of the first to do it. But I do recognize that since I've done it, there has been more. Now, that's not necessarily because I did it, they're doing it. It may just be because I'm doing it, people recognize that they can get more and more people onto it, and so there's more interaction on other people. Again, I was doing UK reactions for a few months, and that's where it come. Someone called JMO commented on the video, and yeah,
I feel like you played a big part in that whole thing, man, with everyone else doing these reactions as well. Like, I mean, for my own experience, you were the first one that I saw. I seen like Americans and stuff reacting to some, like maybe some 360 music or some shit like that, but like you were reacting to all of these local artists that not a lot of people knew back then. You know what I mean? And now they've blown up, and You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that plays a part in it. I mean, I got a lot of shout outs by the artists themselves. I think that's why the video blew up, because I think Chillin' It and Wombat the same night or the same day promoted that video. And so I've woken up for work the next morning expecting to have maybe 50 to 100 views on the video, and it had like 2,000, 99 plus notifications on YouTube, 99 plus on Instagram, and it was like, what the fuck is going on? So it was insane.
You know, something happened overnight.
It was insane. And then just from there, the amount of positivity that you guys shown, and how much kind of more interactive it was, because I was doing stuff with the UK, but I'd get comments such as like, why is a white boy listening to UK grime? And it's like, the fuck? Like, and you'd get like, who the fuck are you? You've got no following, so why are you doing it? And it's like, everyone started from nothing. Everyone started from nothing. Literally, when everyone made their account for the first time, you started on zero. So, yeah.
Exactly right, yeah. The way you do it, it's not even the fact who did it first or anything like that. It's like the way you do it, bro, is fucking, it's on point. I think I've told you before, like, you know what you're talking about. It's not like some people that just, you know, they watch a video, they just bop along to the song, and then I like how you pause, man, and like explain to the people that might have missed like one of the bars or something, or missed like a small detail. Like, that's what I enjoy about watching yours, because you have some proper insight when it comes.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I try to give content. The way I see it is, the reason I made my first couple UK reaction videos was because I clicked on a reaction video one day. I'm like, why are reactors getting so many views? And I think that's just down to the YouTube algorithm, you know? You just copy and paste the title of the exact video, and then you throw on whatever you do at the end. So it makes sense why people click on it at first, but then I didn't get why people were sticking about, because for 95% of reactors, either I need you to be funny, or you need to give me some sort of value and information. 95% of people can't even do one or the other. And so for me, it was just like, again, the whole nodding along and whatever. And then it would be like, yeah, like, subscribe. I want you to do this for me, but I'm giving you nothing in return.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I hate that.
And so, yeah, that frustrated me. And so I was just like, right, let me try do something. And I was like, right, naturally, I'm not going to force myself to be funny. If something funny happens, so be it. And literally, that's where the whole, we've got PC bars, son, and we've got cricket bars and all of that shit birthed from. And I guess that's the funny element of it, should you say. But I kind of went down the route of, to me, this shit's common sense. But people were going on like, nah, bro, you're a genius. You know your shit. And I'm like, I'm just kind of stating the obvious. For me, it's just the obvious. And so, but I thought I needed to.
You've got a good way of interpreting it to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, you make it very understandable for other people that might like think about it, but like when you explain it, it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. You know what I mean? Because
you didn't realize you knew that kind of thing already.
Yeah, it's that first tier English, man.
First tier English. All right.
All we say is fucking oath and sick cunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? That was the funniest one when I got my first comment that said, "You're a mad cunt," and over here, cunt's the worst thing you could say that's not racist. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, the fuck you calling a cunt, blood? What the fuck is this? And then I'm seeing loads of others like, you're a sick cunt, And then I'm like, 1 minute, is this a good or bad thing? Like, and I was like, is that a good thing? And they're like, yeah, it's like the best thing you could be called, man. Like, it's like, just don't be called a shit cunt. And I'm just like, okay, makes sense now, makes sense. So,
yeah, man, if you're you were the worst of the worst. If you're a sick cunt, man, that's like, it's like the highest level of compliment you could get here.
It's the top tier. All right. It's the top tier. But then it's like the opposite with the whole mate business. It's just like, oi, mate. And apparently for you, that's like really bad. If someone goes, oi, mate, like that can be considered a really bad thing.
It's more that it's like a smart ass thing sometimes, depending on the tone you use it. If you're not like, if you just like calling someone, hey, how you doing, mate? Or what's going on, mate? Like, that's all right. But if you're like, you could use that as such like a smart ass term as well. Like, all right, mate. Like that's
yeah, in a sarcastic
all
way.
Right, mate. Yeah.
Right. Okay. See here, everyone just says, mate. I don't even think you could say it in a bad way. Like if you said it in an aggressive way, oi, mate. The worst that they'll do is turn around and be like, yeah. Like, Wagwan, why are you saying it in that tone? Like, that would be the worst you'd get. It wouldn't be that deep.
I wish we could say Wagwan, man. I love that word, bro. Wagwan.
Well, it's funny because I'm a white boy saying Wagwan, yeah? And this is originated from these Caribbean roots, like. But here, I mean, London slang, I will say London because of how diverse London is, you know. We've got a heavy influence from from Africa, from the Caribbean, from like an Asian culture. We've got such a slur of what we call British slang, but it's from so many different cultures around the world. And so, you know, it's quite interesting when you see a white middle class British boy saying, say wallahi then, and you're like, huh? Like what? And so yeah, there's a lot of there's a big mix of culture and diversity here. Massive.
Wallahi, that's a Somalian thing. Wallahi, or is it?
Yeah, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, so I apologize if I offend anyone. To my knowledge, it's mainly a Somalian thing, and if you say wallahi, it's like swear to God, basically.
Yeah. Because there's like plenty of Somalians down here. I got heaps of mates that are Somalians and that. They always say it.
Yeah,
I love how it gets wallahi.
It's that first tier English.
I don't know. I'm going to stop saying it because I'm like sorry if I offended anyone. I don't know if that's an offensive thing to do.
I know, and that's the thing. Most people don't take offense, but London, there's plenty of people in London where you can take offense very easily. Like if I say, "Oh, what's he wearing? He's wearing a black t-shirt." They're like, "You can't say the word black," and it's like, "What? Big man, relax yourself." Like I'm stating a fact of his t-shirt is black, but you get some people that jump the gun so quickly here. And one thing I do notice is people are more laid back in Australia with things like that. You don't seem so as easily offended by things as compared to people
not at all, bro. Like we call each other sick cunts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a compliment.
Like you got an easier going culture.
Yeah, bro, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what London's like, but from what I gather, it's very, very different to down here. It's very laid. Oh, where I'm from, man, like it's so multicultural that you have to be laid back, man. Because if everyone took offense to everything, you'd be having fucking fights every single day. Everywhere you look, there'd be a problem going on everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so culturally diverse that.
So did you grow up in Melbourne then? Have you grown up in the same area or?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Melbourne, man.
So what was like early days like primary school like for you? Like was that easy going? Was that just an easy time in your life or was that quite difficult?
So like it's not that to say that it was difficult or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't like I went to private school or I had some prestigious childhood or anything. Nah, none of that, man. Like we were just a normal family, not a lot of money, whatever, and just going along, I guess, man. It was never like, I mean, shit happens where you have like whatever goes on growing up, but it wasn't like I was traumatized.
Yeah, I hear that.
Sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, early days, man, in school and that, like for me, it was the days where there was still, it was like the end of the racial battles in schools or in areas or whatever like that. It's kind of like the end of that. Whereas couple years before I went into say high school, there was still like the racial groups, man. Like you'd have like the Arabs, you'd have the Islanders, you'd have the Aussies, and no one would get along. But when I came in, man, maybe for the first 2 years it was dying off, and then like everyone gets along with everyone now.
Yeah, man.
We don't really have much problems. There's always going to be those racist cunts that are just fucking never going to let it go. But I mean, with my own experience, man, I've had racist shit said to me and all that type of shit. But
you wouldn't say it's anything out of the ordinary. You'd say it's kind of what was normal to a certain extent.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's the one.
Okay, and did you grow up in like a rough part of Melbourne, or was it like an all right part, or?
It wasn't like Soweto, but you know, it wasn't like Beverly Hills either.
Okay, yeah.
It was just suburban northwest Melbourne, bro. Like
yeah, so I mean, I'd say similar here. Like there's shit that goes on, probably more shit than you actually realize, but in the grand scheme of things, like like
there's definitely shit going on, man. But it's never like, I mean, there is like fucking shootings and all that, but you hear about it every now and then. It's not like you hear gunshots outside your house every day, or you need to like lock your doors and close. I mean, you know, I shouldn't have said that because I actually did get fucking fucked on the other couple months back.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
Where I was living before I moved here, was in a rough part of Melbourne, West Melbourne, Sunshine,
Right.
and like break-ins, home invasion, shit going on all the time.
Right.
And my missus wasn't comfortable there. It was a bit just fucking too much shit going on. Yeah, and even neighbours and stuff. So we just got out of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like no. I couldn't sit here and make a track about growing up in the ghetto with fucking guns and dealers on the corner and shit like that. It was definitely going on, just a bit more behind the scenes, organised.
Yeah, especially if you're not in with that clique. Obviously, if you're part of that clique, you know about more shit that's going on. It's so mad how, like, I'll kind of cut down the story, but I was waiting for a friend at a train station. And as I'm waiting for him, I've seen 3 boys. Wait, was it 3? No, it's 4 of them on bikes. They're all just cycling down the road. It just seemed normal. And next thing you know, I see someone sprint past me with a dog and has clipped him off the chain and has said something and literally pointed. And so I've kind of like gone from sitting on my phone headphones and I've taken one headphone out and leaned around the corner. And this dog has jumped up and bit one of the geezers on the bike. And your man's run down and pulled this like machete looking thing out from his like jacket or from his jeans or whatever he was wearing. I don't know where he kind of pulled it. I just see his arm come out and this long blade come. Then geezer with a car's come like skirt around the corner and chased them down. They've all dropped the bikes and run down these different roads, and it was like, what the fuck just happened? They've put the bikes in the boot of the car and in the back seat of the car and driven off. And then literally the friend come out from the train station and was like, oh, you alright? And then I've looked around and it's like everything was as normal. It's like nothing ever happened, and it was just like so insane how shit can happen without anybody else realizing. People are now turning the corner, walking down the road, and wouldn't have realized that happened. And it's so crazy how I don't know how populated and how close everything is in Melbourne, but in London, you know, it's mad how shit like this can happen, and then people just go on about their day like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, fucking earth. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong, man. Shit, I've seen some fucking crazy shit happen. I've been involved in some crazy shit. But like I don't know, if anyone tries to make out like Melbourne or even Sydney or anything like that is anything like Compton or Watts or like some fucking dangerous parts of the world, it's not, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I mean, people love to glorify it. I mean, people love to say that they grew up in the hood, but realistically, no one wants to stay there. Like, you can always remember the roots. You can always, I say it's always good to remember where you come from and what you had growing up. But, you know, realistically, especially when people start to have kids, I feel like that's the biggest one for people. When they start having kids, they're like, do I really want to be raising my child in this environment? And, I mean, for most people in London, all they want to do is move out of it. Most people want to move out, or at least into a better part of London. No one wants to be stuck down South Brixton where, you know, where some of the maddest shit is going on. As much as people say they love the hood, you may love it, but realistically, you don't want to be. Most of you don't want to be living.
Yeah, that's right. You're always gonna have love for it because that's where you're from. That's where they're your roots, man. You can't ever forget where you come from. But the whole point of this music thing is to just find a way out. Yeah. And even beyond that, like find a way out and rise above. Yeah. It's not even like just get out and move and be happy. It's like get out and then go further. Yeah,
take it further and don't just stop there. You know, bring the people with you that really were there with you from day one and try help your friends and family. And it's something that I do say to anyone who are in a tough spot or in a difficult situation that are really going through this. I know people that are really living what they're talking about. Alexa, dismiss. I don't know why you're chatting shit.
He's got Alexa.
Yeah.
Bro, what are you doing, man?
What? Why not, man?
They're listening to you. Every word you say, man, they're listening.
Probably fuck the FBI. That's what I say. But no, I know people that are really living this shit. Really living some real shit that they're talking about in their music. But I say, if this shit's gonna take off for you, focus on it, man. Get yourself out of this situation because it is one way out, and you can't take that for granted. You can't, when you do get your moment, and this is for any artist, whether you're going through a tough time or not, once you do get your moment, you need to squeeze the fuck out of it. Like, once you get that opportunity, you need to triple down and go so hard on it. Because you might 100%. Not get another moment like that for a while. You might not get that opportunity ever, on some Eminem 8 Mile shit, this is your one chance. Don't fuck it up. Like,
Yeah, that's real shit, man. What you're saying is exactly right. Fucking oath.
I mean, I did my best to try and do that, especially with the underrated video blowing up, and you know, when I did get that first initial push of everyone watching my shit, it's like, right, let's not just slack now. We've got to go hard, and I mean,
Yeah.
I hope it's a visual example to people of, I was doing this for about 3 years before any opportunity came along, and then in the last year of doing it, squeezed the fuck out of it, and now we're here.
Well, look, man. Now it's going. Now you're doing your podcasts. Are you looking at doing anything else? So
well, yeah, that's one thing I will say. I don't want to just be a reaction channel. Obviously, I've done my best to not just be reactions. You know, album reviews, artist breakdowns, which I actually need to get back to. The podcast here. You know, I was doing live streams before, so I'm trying to be more than just a reactor. You know, I want to be an Oz culture hub of content, you know, whatever it is, and I'm trying to find my feet with it. Some things may not work, like the live streams. I did about 25 or 6 of them, I think it was, I got to, and it just weren't working out for me personally, so I've moved on from it. But then now we're trying to do the podcast, and we're trying to establish that now, and trying to build something more, because again, there's not enough of things like this. Again, don't mean to have a humble brag, but there's not enough things like this on a regular basis.
Flex on him, bro.
The one and only doing it.
What you're doing is fucking, it's good, man, because like you said, there is not a lot of people doing it at all. And especially for our scene down here, like to have someone like yourself, UK Presents, just there's people that are pushing our music. It's fucking, it's a good thing. It's a good market to be in, because it's not a big market.
Yeah,
you know
but
you've
got to be able to do it right, man. I mean, it's delivering it in the right way, and it's not just an opportunity for self-benefit. It's an opportunity because no one else is doing it, and we can really build something from it at the end of the day. Like, really and truly build something. I'm seeing all of these different podcast outlets and all these different interview things on YouTube, you know, whether it be to do with Triple J or West Enders or Vinco or whatever they're doing. But I feel like there needs to be more of that. I'm not downplaying anything they're doing. I rate what they're doing. I just want to see more of it on a regular basis now. And just build something unique. You know, the US have obviously got plenty of outlets for that. The UK are starting to get there with, you know, regular places where you can find content. And I feel like Australia needs their own version, not copying anybody else, not doing the same as anybody else, but, you know, doing your own thing.
For sure, bro. 100%.
So,
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, are you looking to collab with anyone soon? Is there anybody you're looking to collab with in particular? Or are you working on an album, or are you trying to put out singles, or?
So it's just the singles for now, man. I've been considering putting together a little EP, because I've still got some unreleased stuff that I've got that I kind of don't really want to drop just yet. Like, I want to wait for an EP or like just to save it just for later. It's not the right time. You know when the right time is, and it's just not the right time. Terms of collaborations, nothing really. Let me think. Well,
you mentioned the Scotty Hines feature.
Yeah, that's already done, recorded. That's dropping on his mixtape. His album, Minister Part 2, and he's also dropping his video tomorrow as well.
I've seen a little teaser or something like that. I think I see that.
Pretty sure that's. But yeah, man, like the collaborations thing, I'm not looking to collaborate with anyone in particular. If something comes along, I've spoken to a few artists. Like a few artists about doing tracks together, and we're like, yeah, we'll do tracks together. I like to run off vibes, man, run off energy. I don't, you know, if I speak to someone online and we organise to do something, it's like I need to have the energy there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I hear that. Man. Just not trying to rush your shit.
Like right now, it's kind of just we just dropped the video, the new track. So it's kind of like sit back for a little bit, not too long. Sit back, re-collaborate, rethink what's the next thing. Like I said, I'm always writing, always writing music, no matter what. But yeah, in terms of putting out content, it's something I got to plan a bit. Haven't really thought deep into it.
I hear that. And do you feel like you do a good enough job of marketing your own shit and really getting it out there, or you still? Like, what do you feel like you need to do to get your music out there more? Do you feel like you've got your formula and you know what you're doing in terms of just putting out your music?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the only thing is just consistency. Just be more consistent. Because I can't really look at my music and I can look at it and think, what do you need to improve on? What do you need to do? But that's not going to stop me from putting out music or releasing new music, because the shit that I've got, I'm 110% confident in it that people are gonna fuck with it. And even if they don't, like, I still fuck with it, like we were saying before. So it's like, what was the question again, bro?
Yeah, so like, how do you feel like you've got your formula down and how you want to grow and doing the right things?
Yeah. So for me, it's just consistency, man. It's just keep writing. I get in the studio more often. That's why I bought this mic, man, because I want to start recording from home, start experimenting with some shit. You know, play around with it, be able to fucking like do my own recording and not have a time limit in a studio or waste anyone else's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So I'll work on some new things. I'll play around with this mic, do some experimenting. But yeah, other than that, bro, I've just got to get in there, just either record here or get in a studio. Just be more consistent. That's all. I like to do content, man. I don't like to just drop tracks without say visuals or anything like that. Even if it's just a freestyle. Even if it's just a video like on Instagram of me in a car or in a car park or something. Yeah, I always just like to drop content just to not stay relevant, but just to always be consistent.
To be consistent, yeah, constantly be putting content out there that has value to people.
Whether it's a track or whether it's a video or whether it's anything, man. Like whether it's fucking cooking videos, you know. Man, I record myself cooking. You know, whatever.
Yeah, to constantly be pumping out content.
It is all about music. It is definitely all about the music. That's number one. But I just fucking love, you know, just entertaining, regardless, whatever it is, man.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. And yeah, keep doing your thing, man. Honestly, I can see if you keep going the way you are, that you're definitely going to keep growing and establish yourself wherever that may be in the scene. And I definitely see good things coming, man. Definitely.
My G.
So,
appreciate that.
Any shout outs you want to do before we finish up?
Shout out Comps. It's the only motherfucker I want to shout out.
My boy.
Zone 3.
Zone 3.
There we are.
Hey, thanks for having me, bro.
No,
appreciate
man, thank
it.
you for coming along. I appreciate it, man.
It's good to talk as well for the first time.
Definitely.
In like face to face, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, what do you reckon of the new track?
I fuck with a new track. I do fuck with a new track. It's like I said, it feels really polished. It feels really well put together. And the reason I like that is because it makes me want to listen to it in my own time. It's not something that's just for the review and just for a reaction. It's something that I genuinely want to listen to. Something that I'll throw in a playlist and yeah, I'll genuinely listen to, man. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign of making good music.
I was looking at one last thing. I was looking at my statistics or analyses or whatever on YouTube, seeing who listened to it the most. And it showed number 1, Victoria, which is like the state that Melbourne's in. Yep. Number 2 was England, bro. Before New South Wales, before Western Australia, before anything. I was fucking wrapped. Gassed, bro. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, man, that's sick, man. It's good that you're building an international audience, man. That's sick.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, man.